As soon as you give politicians power, any kind of power that didn't exist previously, if they can figure out a way to force you into carrying something that lets you enter businesses or lets you do this or lets businesses open, historically, they are not going to give that power up. They find new reasons to use it.
I'll be back.
We have to protect those freedoms at all costs, whether you agree with people's choices or not, because it is the foundation that this country was founded on. Freedom. This idea of freedom, there's so many people that think it's frivolous, it's not important, it's not the main thing that we should be focused on, but it is the literal structure that allows this country to be so fucking amazing. Every single country that's ever existed other than the United States, up until 1776, every fucking country that has ever existed was run by dictators, all of them. This is the first experiment in self-government that actually worked, and it created the greatest superpower the world's ever known. It created the greatest cultural machine, the greatest machine of art and creativity and innovation right fucking here. And how did it do that? It did it through freedom. And as soon as you see something, anything that comes along and inhibits your freedom, you should be very cautious of that thing. You should be very suspicious. Because anything that comes along that can inhibit your freedom is, by definition, anti-American.
Wow, dude. Rogies, thank you. That was sick. Got me all fired up for this weekend when I'm headed up to see my family. Wanted to get episode 3 out before I made it up there. Talking a little bit about vaccine passports today. There's a cool video out called Mark of the Beast on YouTube. Probably take you a little bit to find it, but that's a sweet video. It's got like the QR scan code as the thumbnail for it. And it talks about how what's his nuts that fucking big nose up in Canada talked about how the global government's going to dictate your food and all that shit, and how everyone's going to be kind of on the same page for that stuff, and you're basically, every time you walk in a building, your face is going to get scanned by fucking 100 cameras, which is absolutely bonkers. You know, it's, the vaccine passport thing is fucking nuts, dude. Like, in Portland, when you go to the ketamine store, you got to show them your, they're like, nah, man, you got to have a vaccine passport to buy this ketamine. You know, that's the level that we're at. Or you go to a gas station, and I don't give a fuck if you smoke cigarettes, but you know, it's more so like the government's saying, do you got your vaccine passport to smoke this cigarette? You know, that's, people are going to need fucking buying bootleg cigarettes off the street because they won't get vaccinated. The other thing, you know, all these fucking double chin, fat, redneck dudes with us, everywhere in a picture, there's a Confederate flag on it that says, the caption of the picture is, man that says COVID is a hoax dies from COVID in a matter of days. I mean, does anyone believe that shit? You know, I sent my dad that thing about the 2 FDA guys that quit, and he said, yeah, it sounds like government and business quarrels. And I was like, did you even read the article or anything? And, you know, we're living in a total denial state with perceptual reality. My sister, you know, she's a big fist in the air standing for people. She's probably talked to 14 black people in her life, all came from wealthy families. You know, and she just, I ask her questions, and she don't even have conversations with about it. You know, I fucking that Pierce nipple Chris Como, I guarantee right before he talks about the news story, you know, watches a video of something in Chicago happen and just goes, those fucking animals. And then he gets on stage and says, white supremacists are going to take over the world. And it's them. Do you think Chris Como and his brother do some freaky shit together? spaghetti sauce. They're Italian fucks. Italian or Jewish, one of the two. And I'm half Jewish. And yes, I do hate myself. So no, I don't understand. You know, people are like, what's the deal with Jewish people? Well, damn near everybody in Congress is Jewish. Almost everyone at CNN is Jewish. You know, a ton of the world leaders are Jewish. A ton of the people in Hollywood are Jewish, but yet they have such a small population. I don't know. Something seems goofy about that. And I never was brought up on Jewish culture. My mom got with an Indian dude. And honestly, I didn't have a Native American culture either. I grew up Catholic. Hated it. Thought it was bullshit. I got kicked out of my groups. Fell asleep all the fucking time. You know, I had black friends, and I asked, you know, why my buddy had a black Jesus, and she said that's Muslim religion. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? That's nobody has any idea what's going on. You know, my dad's a teacher, and they did the mask mandate, and you know, I asked them. I said, aren't you guys public servants, and shouldn't you do what the parents want? And you know, they're fully being tricked into thinking that taking a morality high road gives you an excuse to not look into anything. You know, I don't care if that's the truth. I'm going to take what is being perceived to me as a morality high ground, and I'm going to ride that wave till the end of time. And from all the evidence that's coming out, if you go look, the top EU scientists said no more boosters. Everyone in Europe is stopping that. They're closing the lockdown. Sweden has the lowest number of vaccinated people, and they're like one of the lowest death counts out there. Check that shit out. It's actually true. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think it's in for a dark winter. The fucking douchebag that fired me at work will call you ARC Aoit. I hate your ass, you fucking queer ass. But he got vaccinated, all like 5 fucking booster shots though, and so did his lesbian fucking flip flopper. And if they ended up dying, I wouldn't be, you know, if they got to feel a little pain, that wouldn't hurt me too bad. But at the same point, everyone in my family got it. And I thought about that. If they all die, what the fuck goes on? Part of me thinks that if this was from China, and the European countries didn't know about it, and they're finally seeing through that, maybe, you know, the China convinced Biden and all those fucking douchebags that we need to bring down the U.S. population so that they can take our guns away and everything, so that they can have total control. Because I think nobody ever considers this. The population difference between us and every other country is, besides like China and India, is massive, and nobody other than us has this melting pot of people. South Africa's like the second biggest one. It's a fucking disaster. And if you look around here, it's major cities. You know, New York, Chicago, L.A., Minneapolis. I'm supposed to go down there next week. I'm gonna have 2 guns with me, so be careful. Got a couple shows down in the cities. Don't come. I don't want to see you there. This is separate. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't told anyone in my family that I'm doing this, nor my girlfriend. She's at work. I'm hoping one day it's gonna come across her timeline, and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" And speaking of that, you know, I don't know how many of you guys got girlfriends that never really cared about anything. I've totally, I call it brown pilled my girlfriend. It's like browning out. You know, it's not totally red or blue pilled. And I said, you know, you tell her stories about all this shit. I told her about the FDA thing, and it's like 45 fucking questions after. And it's like I tell my brother Tyler uh, a story, and he's just like, wow. And that's exactly what it should be. I don't need you to ask all them questions. Do the research. I'm not a fucking, you know, encyclopedia spewing out info. I like to hold it in and keep it for myself, alright? I'm just kidding. I was watching this Alex Jones clip at his house the other day, Tyler's, and uh, I walked in and the fucking he was talking about schools and privatizing schools, so mask mandates and stuff, and then he brought up he's got a 17-year-old daughter apparently who chose to go to public school, and I bet she has a different name or something. But he goes on to say like, my daughter's like a full grown woman. She looks like Marilyn Monroe. I mean, she's gorgeous. I really like what she's got going on and all that stuff. And I was just like, if Alex Jones says his daughter's hot, think about how incredibly hot his daughter must be. I mean, the things he's been right on, he was wrong about, you know, the shooting at that school, but Sandy Hook, I think. But that shit's crazy. If you look into how mind tricked he got fucking tricked. But he talks about how hot his daughter is, and I scoured the internet for that shit, dude. And if anybody can find a picture of Alex Jones' daughter out there, please, please, please send it to us. We are very interested, just for informational sakes, on figuring out. This is an informational podcast, okay? That's all we want to figure out. I'm not gonna do anything with it. She's 17, okay? I like women, big girls. I'm not like Billy McCusker trying to sleep with his garbage boys, okay? But yeah, find that picture for us. I really want to see it. And, you know, as far as the growth thing goes, she did do a little bit of research on it, came back. You know, I made her watch a 5-hour documentary on the 9/11 towers. And if you haven't seen that's an incredible one. There's like 11,000 architects and pilots combined that say that, you know, those speeds and turns are impossible, and it's great. There's a lot of information. You should check it out. I'll try and post it in a link or something. But this weekend I'm going up north. Gonna have a family reunion. Everyone there probably accuse me of infecting them with the vaccine or infecting them with COVID and shit, because I haven't got it. Neither has my girlfriend, but she had COVID for 10 days, and she actually had this, you know, no taste, no smell, headache, all that stuff. I think she was milking it a little bit, but I didn't do anything different with my life or anything. I never wore a mask around her or anything, and I sold, you know, 480 units, you know, 480 individuals last year, and never got it either. And I am curious to why that is. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think some of it has to do with your mentality. If you are gonna, you know, freak out, it's like 40% of studies show that placebos work. If that's 40% of the population, that it's all mind control, or I think it was 20% of the population could be totally mind controlled. But it's insane. Why can't they mind control us to just be like super sick dudes surfing and like playing basketball and shit? They got to mind control us to be fags. And I don't mean that in the sense of the homosexuality. I mean that in the douchebaggery. Like, how cool would it be if they made us all into, like, I don't know. This is a little gay, but like, what if it was like you take the vaccine and then all of a sudden your life is grease, or your life is fucking footloose. And you guys just start dancing all the time. But instead, no, they got to make you depressed and autistic and sit in your house and play video games and drink Mountain Dew and smoke weed and have no friends. To be honest, it doesn't sound as, play a little FIFA, a little Call of Duty, that ain't too bad. If you guys want to play Call of Duty, I'm pretty sick. I talk a lot of shit. I got to keep the game chat open so I can talk my shit. We can have private parties, but it's Chief, Big Rocks, Activision, and Xbox One. No, Xbox 360. I'm pretty sick with the sticks on it. FIFA, I'm working on. I just got MLB The Show because I haven't played that. That game's fucking sick too. But add me on there and we can fucking take down some motherfuckers and it'll be sick. I'll red pill you through the fucking mic. Red pill me through the mic. I'm gonna do like a Weird Al version of all Soulja Boy songs, but Republican versions. Be like, crank that, prove that Constitution. I don't know. We'll think of something. I was talking to my girlfriend if we got robbed down in Minneapolis. And I was thinking about having her drive because if someone comes to carjack us, I could act like a retarded guy. I would like to think that whoever does the carjacking sees my girlfriend taking care of a big retarded guy and lets us go. I mean, that's a pretty good idea. Give me all your fucking money. And then I would just say the exact, give me all your fucking money. And then just like try and play it my best I can. I think acting retarded is the best way of getting out of any altercation. If you don't want the conflict, you go full I Am Sam or Terminal, okay? Or Radio. Radio's a good one. I mean, I think that fucked up, what is that, Cuba Gooding Jr. or whoever that is? Go watch that back. That's an offensive movie. I don't care if he was acting like that's how bad you should. That's like, people give Donald Trump flack for that shit, dude. Talk about Radio retarded. That's next level. Who else? Who has trouble? Oh yeah, that's Tropic Thunder. Robert Downey Jr. is like the only dude to ever get away with blackface. I love it. He talked about that on Rogan. I think I saw that on there. Rogan is sick. I don't know if you guys like Rogan or not. Probably everyone does. I think he only has like 3 million streams, which if you look at it, that's 0.01 of the population, or 0.1 or something like that, or 1. That's an insanely small amount of people that never heard of Joe Rogan or don't even listen to him. Nobody ever thinks the aspect of how many people are truly out there. I sold 1,200 boats. That was one of the leading ones in the region. And I always had to tell everyone that I knew that, because everyone always like, how are you going to sell any more boats? You're not going to have anyone left. And it's like, you guys, I've sold to 0.0005% of the population. That's nothing. Even if you take out half of that for kids, that's still 0.005. It's like, that's such a small number. It's like if there was some serious thing going on and that was the percentage of people like dying or having effects, like it wouldn't be a big deal, right? It's like, I gotta watch a video of I can't think of his name, some gay actor telling me to get my vaccine. And it's like, bro, 600,000 people die every year from HIV and AIDS. Man, what are you telling me about this? Your lifestyle is more dangerous to me than fucking COVID. You know, the fat people telling me about it, dude. And I was fat. I was 260. I lost all that weight before COVID started. I don't know how. Um, I just stopped sitting for like a little bit longer, and it it worked out great. Um, I went from 260 to 185 now. I can do like 30 pull-ups, and I think fitness is fucking gay. I want to go to Platinum Fitness again, uh, just to meet like some brothers that I know. I don't know, dude. I see at the end of the video, I got this video of a guy walking through the Chaz zone, um, in Portland, and it's this black dude who looks like a tall version of Lil Baby. Lil Baby's also fucking James Harden. Shout out James Harden, getting that ass play. But he's tearing down and he goes, "All lives matter, all lives matter, all lives matter." And at the end he goes, "Fuck Black Lives Matter." And I got that at the end. And um, I have black friends, actually quite a bit of them. I'm gonna have hopefully once. I can show them. I think if I got up to like 1,000 listens, I would actually tell people I know I'm doing this. Um, but until then, I don't think I'm gonna say anything because it's a little embarrassing. They know, a couple people know I'm doing comedy shows, but virtually I don't do any self-advertising of my own. Just like I never told anyone I sold stuff. Um, and I'm not telling you the company yet because I don't want to expose them quite yet. There's some stuff brewing over there that's not so good that I would love to tell you guys about, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. I mowed this morning. I need a fucking co-host, dude. I listen to other shows and it's like they have stuff to bounce off each other. Maybe I should like host half a show and then the other half of the show and just like ask questions to myself, like Tyler Perry's Bull Run Medea's podcast. What you talking about, vaccine? No, that's fucking. Is that Urkel? No, that's Willis. I don't know. I didn't grow up. I was watching sports as a kid. I wasn't watching too many family shows. The Man Show. I've been watching Rogan since I've been a little tot. And he was drinking beer and talking about titties in a tall lawn chair. Can we get back to those days? 1999 to 2002. Well, I suppose 9/11 happened there, but speaking of 9/11, have you guys seen what the Taliban has done? There's some bad boys over there, dude. I bet their girlfriends don't ask them questions after they tell them facts, though. Fucking A. They're like, "Did you see that the Americans are only allowing 6-week abortions in Texas?" And she's like, "Oh, is there, did they like, what lawmaker passed it?" And he's just like, "Dead. You ask too many questions." And then they go rape little boys. I don't know if you knew that Muhammad married in the book like a 9-year-old boy. I don't know. Their whole fucking thing is fucked up. I had a cousin that was in the military, and he told me a story about how, I don't know if he was in Afghanistan or he was over there somewhere, but one of the guys in his platoon walked up on one of them like fucking raping a little kid, and then he like killed the dude, and then he went to go get the little boy, and the little boy was already dead. And it's like, that's fucking disgusting, dude. And think the CNN is saying that they're mostly peaceful. It's like they're literally coming at us for slavery that was 7 generations ago. Like this doesn't make any sense. but they're saying the Taliban after 20 years is mostly peaceful. I saw the video of them dude hanging that guy from the helicopter. Holy fuck. Try and find that. That is a lot. Whew. What if he had a really strong neck and just was like having fun? Just kidding. That was too much. That was disgusting. When they would put it around my neck, I would just start acting like a retarded guy. But actually, fuck, I don't think the Taliban fucks with mentally challenged people. That's what we're going to call them from now on, mentally challenged people. Or what we can say is Sean King. That fucking wigger. That dude dad got cucked and didn't find out till he was 20, and now he's like the blackest dude he's ever met. It's one of the fucking funniest stories I ever heard in my life. Well, that's about all I got right now. I'll give you some stories after the weekend, I think, that will do us good. But for now, this is it. Just prepare, try and be nice. You might, like this weekend, I'm not going up there to fight, and everyone's going to try and argue with me because they know that I'm so based. LOL. But I'm just going to try and keep it cool because, I might not have a lot of time in a world that seems nice like this. If they want you to check in every fucking where you go, dude, that's going to be miserable. You're not going to do that. And if they're like, you don't check in, you're going to get a check against you. And if you get 5 checks, you're going to jail. And if you go to jail, we get to inject you with this locator. I mean, people are like, it'll never happen. And it's fucking going to happen. We're like the only country left with guns, dude. Like, everywhere else doesn't have guns. It's actually insane. Like, legally, you can go buy guns. Legally, you can say what you want. They're having huge protests in Europe and stuff, and they actually just stopped the lockdowns in America. You get called selfish if you're even like, I have a 99.9% chance of survival. Why should I get it? And they're like, it's because of the hospitals. And it's like, I wouldn't go to the fucking hospital, bitch. Man or woman, you can be a bitch. It took me 3 years to explain this to my girlfriend. I bet Taliban women don't need explaining. Have a good weekend, y'all.